Hello there. Weirdly, I felt like Kenobi Episode 4 had so little content to it that there's actually not that much to talk about, which is why it's time to discuss how empty the show is overall. Most of my Kenobi reviews so far have been like 15 to 20 minutes, but this one I couldn't even make it to 10 minutes because there's just such a lack of content in this episode to talk about, whether it be good or bad. I almost wonder if the Kenobi show would have been better as a movie, or at least watching the episodes together back to back as though they were a movie. I feel like one way to judge a movie is by if it would still hold up as a TV show with 30-minute chunks keeping your attention. And also one of the ways to judge a TV show is to think about how it would hold up as a movie, as in, is it still engaging from episode to episode with consistent theming and an overall good story? But first, the good of episode 4. It was so cool to see so much detail in the Bacta tank and also that comparison of Vader to Obi-Wan there. And then the interrogation scene between Reva and Leia was really well done, with Reva actually being intimidating and Leia being clearly scared yet independent enough to oppose her. It gives Reva that dark, uncaring edge that she's really needed since the first episode, so I'm glad that her character's developed a lot. Although I suspect based on her interactions with Leia that Reva will suddenly magically have a Disney-style change of heart and become a good guy. It does fit with the story and her character decently, but it's still a cliche they should have avoided even if it will be well done, assuming they do it at all. One of the best moments was when Leia's droid tries to sneak attack Reva. I was worried that the little droid would actually take her down in some slapstick goofy way like BB-8 from The Last Jedi. But they played it off perfectly with Reva just casually catching the droid with the Force. And now for the bad. The episode was literally just the final level of Jedi Fallen Order in live-action form, but less engaging and with less content. No duels with Purge Troopers, no big confrontation with Vader, nothing special at all. And also, the way that Obi-Wan cut down those stormtroopers was a little jarring from the special effects department. The insistence on practical effects isn't always a good thing. Because of the new physical lightsaber blades they use when filming to get the lighting effects, and also the physical stormtrooper armor they use for realism, the lightsabers can't actually cut through them. Normally with the technology since the prequels, you would have CGI stormtroopers, and then Obi-Wan would cut through them, like a lightsaber would. But because of the practical effect limitations, he's only able to hit them with the saber over and over like it's a baseball bat. This doesn't ruin the show or anything, but it is jarring, and I hope that it's something they work on for the future of Star Wars shows. It's like Disney is so worried about CGI backlash that they overdo the practical effects to the point that it becomes a new problem entirely. The worst moment of the episode, though. Vader choking Reva. Him force choking her was fine. Her escaping the force choke by telling him that she put a tracker on the snowspeeder was fine. But the way he set her down, no. Just wrong. 100% wrong. Unquestionably wrong. Vader does not gently set people down. He slams commanding officers on a table right in front of Tarkin. He slams Padme down on the ground in a crumpled heap right in front of Obi-Wan. He throws rebel soldiers into walls. He takes people out immediately with no hesitation after even minor failures. He does not gingerly, carefully set people down slowly to make sure they regain their composure and don't fall over. Reva should have just been slammed down on the ground before Vader says do better and storms off. The other aspect of this that's questionable is Reva's tactic of tracking the snowspeeder and letting it purposely escape. This is the exact same strategy that Vader uses in A New Hope, when he gets reprimanded by Tarkin, almost implying that he learns it here from Reva. Again, not a good look to be bringing down Vader's cool factor unnecessarily, especially during this time period of Star Wars when he's supposed to be near his peak confidence and power level. And another thing, this show is pitched to us as Kenobi and Vader, but it's about this lady, and this lady, and this guy, and this Inquisitor, and Princess Leia, and this guy, and this guy, and a bunch of random characters that have no time to make any emotional connection, and they just leave the story feeling extremely shallow and empty. Is it fun to watch? Sure. Is it Star Wars? Yep. Is it essential viewing that significantly adds to the overall story? Not even a little bit. The show is Star Wars, it's fun, it's interesting, and it's well made, but it's also really not that deep. Most things we haven't seen before are actually just in the first 2 episodes, and after that it becomes just another generic Jedi adventure that basically looks the exact same as Fallen Order and every other piece of Star Wars content ever made. If someone asked me what to watch for the most complete Star Wars experience, I would say episodes 1 through 6 with Rogue One are in the must-watch category. The Clone Wars and Rebels are in the recommended category, and Kenobi would be with the Bad Batch and other spin-off content in the, hey, if you like Star Wars and you want to see more lightsabers or something, go watch this maybe kind of category. 2/3 of the way through the show, and it still hasn't even been able to fully justify its existence yet. The scenes of Obi-Wan with young Luke and Leia are nice, and it's cool to see Vader, of course, but in the end, it feels like the entire series is just filler content. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments what your favorite episode was so far and what you think of the show. Then click a video on screen for more Star Wars analysis or my other Kenobi reviews. Until next time, this is Deep Dive, signing off.